there, Coach?
All right, guys. Just starting off with today. I thought today was a good work day. A little bit shortened. With the bye week. Wanted to come out, wanted to get good on good. Speed work. Offense, defense. Got some good work in special teams. Big emphasis on fundamentals. Trying to continue to improve on the consistency of our execution. I think you've seen through the first 7 games of the year that there's been a lot of growth. There's been we've got really close in the things that we're doing. We've seen it at a very high level, and then we've seen it just with some inconsistencies that ultimately allowed us to come up short in a few contests. And so as we get into this week, this is a work week, and we had good meetings this morning. We met Sunday. Recapped, everything from the game, and then, I really have liked the guys' approach. They got lifted well. Coming out today, I thought it was, a beneficial work day. Still getting some extra work with some of the young guys that, that are growing and developing through this year. And I think there's a lot of positives that come out of that. It's good seeing some guys, getting more that have been banged up, getting more reps and trying to push along in their rehab, and all those things are important for this week.
Is the margin of error in this conference so thin that losing your focus in 1 or 2 periods in a practice is not enough to show up on Saturday or a game?
Well, it's practice, it's preparation, it's in the course of a game. It's there's a lot of things that are there to distract you, and a play can be distracting. A result, an opponent, obviously schemes, movements, atmosphere. There's plenty of things that can try to take your attention for the importance of that one play or that one situation, and what's being called upon you. And that's one of the reasons we try to do what we do in practice, and some of the things that we hold a standard to how we want to operate, and to try to emphasize the importance of the details. And I've never seen a perfect game. I've never seen a perfect player. But ultimately you want guys to, when it's all focused, as much discipline as we can put into it, and then being accountable to the job that we have. And that's something that we strive for and we push for each day. But when you have those examples that you can pull, and you look through the last 3 games. It's been just the way things have kind of stacked on at inopportune times. I think there's times where we've pressed, times that guys, if a bad play happens, we try to do almost too much, and whether it's not fit a gap that you're supposed to be in, or maybe not do have your eyes exactly where they need to be, or just the focus of finishing a play. And when you get an opportunity, it's just there's a lot of those things that have kind of stacked up in inopportune moments. Our guys have done a nice job in their response throughout it, but it's just you see at the end just how big those plays are, and how big those moments are, especially against good teams. There's times you can get away with a mistake here or a mistake there, but that's you look at the last 3 opponents we played, and they've done a good job of not beating themselves. And we've had stretches, whether the last game. You take a minute and 50 seconds of but the end of the first half, beginning of the second half, some uncharacteristic things that show up, and man, it just it jumps on you. It's 20 point swing in that period of time, and our guys, they continue to fight. Yes, we had opportunities, but it's just every snap is the snap, and it was the exact message leaving the locker room before that game. It's just, hey, one play at a time. Focus on the one play, because it is the most important. But then games happen, life happens, and like I said, there's all good intentions within this team. We got guys that really care, that really work. We just have to continue to build upon our consistency in those moments.
Going back and watching the film, what do you see about just the run game, how well it was blocked and executed, and how can that be something to build on kind of going into the final 5 games?
I thought guys did a good job. It was, and we knew there would be challenges in what we were facing, but guys embraced the challenge, and they did a a good job of taking what they were what they were giving us. Trying to keep them off balance. We were able to create some seams. We were able to hit some runs, and I think that guys executed the plan really well when it came to the run game, and we still had some missed opportunities that showed up. But it was a real battle, and I thought our guys battled at a high level, and it's a testament to the development of what those guys are doing up front. Obviously backs, quarterbacks, receivers, everybody's involved when it comes to running the football. So I thought they all did a nice job.
In the sudden change situation, the defense got put into tough situations. Is that what you're talking about? Maybe guys trying to do too much?
Yeah, at times. There's we gave up a couple of explosive plays that it was. They weren't. It wasn't. It was something that was out of the uncharacteristic of what we've done, and we got really good players that have played at a consistent level. But whenever there is a negative, and turning the ball over is a negative thing, right? Giving up our kickoff or coverage unit has been my favorite unit on this team, and we had an opportunity to get the guy down. He squirts out, and it's a 70-yard kickoff return. That's a negative. And in those times and in those moments, you just gotta go out there and play the next play. Trust the things that are there, and we gave up two explosives pretty quickly after those negatives that are uncharacteristic, and it's just nobody wants to, but then you go back and you see the film, and it's just the importance of that in those situations, because I'll say one thing that I was proud of. We obviously through that course of time, we had the 3 and out. They're coming right after that with the defense, or where we end up going for the fake punt, and we come up a yard short on that, and the defense was put in another tough situation, and there to be able to hold them to a field goal. That was a nobody wants to give up a field goal, but that was a good response in a bad situation, and I was proud of our guys, even in that moment, and then we were able to get things going there after that. But it's tough situations are going to show up in a game. Especially when you're playing good teams, guys will make plays. Guys, you have to give credit to them and what they did and how they played. But as long as we'll control what we can control, I've got a lot of confidence in how this team can and will play as we continue to grow.
You get Lovett back this week practicing, and Winston seemed to do more stuff. How are they looking? What do you see out of them?
That was good. Fabien really tried. It was very limited in practice all the way till Friday, and he tried to get some work Friday, but he wasn't going to be ready. It wouldn't have been fair to him or to what we're trying to do. So obviously we held him out there Saturday, and then we knew that this week we try to get him a little bit more individual and then ramp it up as we go to next week. But I'm excited about just his work, his leadership. He's such a key member to this defense and to this football team for who he is, how he plays, and it's been hard with them being out. Guys have stepped up, and you've seen some good production from some younger guys, but not having him, not having JJ, we were a little thin in there. We moved Dennis Briggs there inside, and I thought he did a good job. Dennis played there majority of the time last year, and kind of had that flexibility with what we're seeing from Pat Payton and some of those young ends. Al Leonard's playing out there, it's kind of giving us some flexibility as well. So it's good seeing them. Winston is continuing on his process getting back, and there's still some things that he's working on, but you see him doing more with each week that goes by, and his heart and determination, it's really special.
On those passes to Johnny in the end zone, the lob kind of passes, is there something you'd rather see Jordan do with the throw, like maybe higher or?
Those are things that we work in practice, and obviously we've been pretty good at it this year. There's some things that that I'd like to do better, just in situational parts of it. But those guys they've done a really good job at it, and on those opportunities we weren't as good as we needed to be. But we'll continue to work at that.
When the turnovers aren't coming defensively, do you guys have to look at, or if you're doing enough to force them, or is it just kind of come?
It's a combination. In this, we've got to create takeaways. That's something that, and that's, I mean, sometimes it's violent collision, sometimes it's, you know, just getting the ball on the ground, you know, but we've made some explosive plays defensively, and that's where, you know, it's a kind of a twofold, you know, you got to give credit to the opponent when you're putting pressure on somebody, when you're able to get to them, you know, either they're doing a good job of not putting the ball in jeopardy, but on the flip side of it, we've got to be able to create those. And so, you know, we've had some opportunities. I think there's been some times that, you know, we absolutely can be better in helping force, you know, some of that unrest. But, you know, it's something we all take ownership in, and whether it's coaches, players, I mean, there are opportunities, and we gotta create more of those opportunities, and you know, be able to create those explosive plays.
Last one for that balance, you know, like, so you want to create turnovers, but you also don't be too aggressive to give up that big play. So how do you strike that balance? I mean,
I want guys to be aggressive. I mean, I think you can be both. I mean, ultimately, you know, I've got confidence in the guys that I coach, and you know, you can be aggressive and still do your job and not giving up. You know, the vertical play. And you know, as we continue to hit those the fundamentals and the execution of those assignments. You know, like we gave up an explosive play at the beginning of the game where, you know, we have an opportunity. You know, we don't communicate something that we worked a pretty good amount, and in the game, and you know, we give up a guy running free. That should not happen, and that's not, that's you can be aggressive and still limit, you know, the explosive plays. And our guys have done a great job of not giving up explosive plays throughout the year. But you know, obviously that we got to carry that over and be, you know, control the things that we can control to make sure that those don't occur.